Hi grade 6s, great to see you again back at your weekly Indonesian lesson. This week we are investigating rice and the importance of rice in Indonesia's culture and life. It is Indonesia's staple food, which means it's a food that they eat for every meal of the day, and if you've ever been to Indonesia you'll know that they eat it for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Our learning focus today is we are learning about the importance of rice in the lives of the Indonesian people, and we are learning important information about rice, its growth and background. Your success criteria today is I can reflect on the importance of rice in the lives of Indonesian people, and I can use information learnt about rice in Indonesia to answer some questions. So today you are going to be using this note-taking graphic organizer. You'll be watching a video clip on rice, and then I will be reading you some information. You need to use this note-taking graphic organizer to organize your ideas and the information that you have understood and learnt today. So you'll be looking for the main idea in the information, some key vocab, so some important words that you have picked up on. What are some important facts that you have learnt? And I want you to give me a summary. What did you learn about rice specifically? Your source today will be you'll be watching a video clip, and you'll also be listening to me read you some information about rice. So what I want you to do now is press pause on this video and I want you to draw up a copy of the note-taking graphic organizer in your Indonesian book, or if you've got access to a printer, print off the PDF file that is attached to this Edmodo post ready to go with a grey lead to watch the video. Here's the video on growing rice in Indonesia.
Rice is the staple crop in Indonesia. Most people there eat rice at every meal. It isn't just boiled or steamed, but can be made into a variety of different shapes and flavors. You can grow rice on dry ground, but most is grown in paddies, fields flooded with a few inches of water. Indonesia was originally covered with jungle, but much of the land has been converted to agriculture. Because the land is so mountainous, the hillsides must be terraced to create level areas for the paddies. This takes a lot of work, but it creates stunning landscapes. Before planting, the land is cultivated. Where paddies are big enough, the work can be done with a water buffalo, but many paddies are too small for the animals to turn around, and the work must be done by hand. Increasingly, small tractors do the plowing. Then the soil must be smoothed and leveled. Indonesia has lots of rain. Still, it takes great care to get the right amount of water to the right place at the right time. To improve fertility, water ferns and other floating plants are grown in the paddies along with the rice. Before planting, some of the green mulch is pushed down into the mud. While the paddy is being prepared, rice seedlings are grown in a separate bed. When they're about 6 inches tall, they're dug up and replanted in the paddy. It's back-breaking work. Water isn't stagnant in the paddy. There's a slow but steady flow through the fields. The sound of running water is everywhere, and it takes a lot of effort to keep the paddies free of weeds and with just the right amount of water. Every inch of land is used. In about 60 days, the rice begins to flower and set fruit. The terraces are spectacular. Finally, the grain is ripe and ready for harvest. The paddies are generally too small for machines, so the harvesting is done with hand sickles. Bundles of rice are beaten against the basket to shake loose the grain. When the harvest is finished, ducks are brought in to glean the spilled grains. After they've finished their jobs, the ducks go off to market to become someone's duck dinner. The rice straw is put back into the paddy to compost and return nutrients to the soil. The grain is bagged and carried to the edge of the field. These bags weigh about 100 pounds each. The trail through the field is too narrow for a truck, so a motorcycle carries the bags to town. The rice is spread to dry in the sun. You have to pound the rice to loosen the hulls. Nowadays, this is generally done by a machine. Finally, we have delicious rice as the center of the meal.
Okay, some interesting information there about rice. Now I'm going to read you a short snippet of information about rice, so make sure you continue taking notes on your graphic organizer. Rice is one of the oldest foods in the world. It was first cultivated more than 6,000 years ago. Rice is a staple food for many people in Indonesia, and it's eaten for every meal of the day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. There are many kinds of rice grown and used in Indonesia. The Indonesians have long grain, short grain, sticky rice, whilst they also have varieties of black and red rice. Rice is so special in Indonesia that there are 3 names for it. So rice is called paddy when it's growing in the field. When rice has just been harvested, they call it beras. And when rice has been cooked, we call it nasi. A popular rice dish in Indonesia is nasi goreng, which translates to fried rice. You may have tried it last year at Indonesian Day. It's a popular breakfast time dish, and it's made with a variety of meats, spices, vegetables and sweet soy sauce, which is called kecap manis. Rice is also used in special family and religious ceremonies. For example, in Bali, the Balinese Hindus make rice offerings to their gods. Rice grows both on hills and on flat land in many parts of Indonesia. Sometimes the hills are terraced and mud walls are built around the edge to keep the terraces full of water. During the wet season, which is between October and April, monsoons bring water to the young rice plants, and this ensures that a large rice harvest occurs. The life of a rice farmer is very busy. As rice takes 3 to 5 months to grow, the farmer must tend to the crops regularly. This involves weeding, mending broken mud banks and keeping the water flowing clearly through the channels. The farmer must also keep the crops safe from pests. Some use chemicals, while a large number of farmers use the traditional way of using ducks to control pests. The ducks love eating snails. They also fertilise sawah, which is the word for rice fields, and keep the weeds down by digging with their bills. Okay, so here are the questions you need to answer in your Indonesia book. Hopefully you took enough notes and you'll be able to answer these very easily. So the first question is 1. When was rice first cultivated? Remember, when we answer a question, we must always use the question in the answer. 2. Name some rice varieties grown in Indonesia. 3. What are the 3 names for rice in Indonesia and the form it comes in? 4. Why do you think rice is used as an offering to the gods in Indonesia? 5. How long does it take rice to grow? Why do you think it takes this long? 6. What animals help keep the pests at bay in the rice fields? 7. How do you think the ducks fertilise the rice fields? And 8. Tell me about the process of growing and harvesting rice. And that answer is in the video. So now we are going to move on to the last part of your task today. Your final task is to tell me about your favourite rice dish. What country does it originate from and what makes it your favourite dish? So I want you to set up just a little part in your Indonesian book and write a reflection on this topic. So here is my example below. My favourite rice dish is biryani, and it's an Indian dish. It's originated in North India, and it's a dish of the Muslim faith. And I've got there the country of origin, which is North India. Its ingredients, it's made up of Indian spices, rice and meat, so they often use chicken, beef, goat, pork, lamb, prawn or fish, and sometimes in addition they add egg and potatoes. It depends on the region. Why I like this dish. It's full of flavour and although spicy, never too spicy, which suits my taste buds. I love the addition of meat to this dish as it feels like a full meal. And there I've got a picture and I've written chicken is a popular addition and the yellow colour is created by many spices added to the rice. Now, you must include those 3 areas in your reflection. Country of origin, why I like the dish, and a picture. Okay, ingredients would help as well. If you don't like any of the rice dishes that you know of, or you don't like rice at all, which is unusual, but you may not, then please pick your favourite dinner dish and write your reflection about that. Good luck. Make sure you press the like button so I know that you've completed today's tasks. Sampai jumpa.